morning.
Good morning.
Are you the right height?
I know, well, funnily enough, I just looked at the chair and realised it was the wrong height, and I heard you talking to Lydia Rose about it being the wrong height yesterday. I said, Daddy has to do that. Zoom. It's really not a hardship, is it?
I love that. Every morning he does it. He does a zoom.
Zoom. Do you not?
No.
Isn't that not like when you do rowing a boat in an office chair in an office?
I don't ever row.
If you have ever worked in an office and pretended your wheelie chair was a rowing boat, comment below. Just go yes
How
or a
does that
like.
even work? I wouldn't be doing
No,
this.
you do this. Hold on. Is this going to work? You go, stroke. Have you never done that? You loser. I knew you had a sheltered upbringing, but I didn't realise it was that sheltered.
Not really sheltered. And I did work in an office for several years.
Yeah, so what? You never treated the chair as a rowing boat?
I worked in a busy office for like the best part of a decade and no one did that.
Excuse me, what job was that?
The forestry.
That was not a busy office, darling.
There were people, there was at least 10 of us in that
They
office.
were always out chopping down trees. It's the Forestry Commission.
Good morning.
Not just chopping down trees. I'd just like to go on record here. I think the Forestry Commission do an absolutely amazing job, having spent 10 years involved with them by proxy. And I wasn't generalising the entire Forestry Commission with my statement then that all they do is chop down trees. Whew. However, how did you never do that? Because let's be honest, that was a relaxed office then. That's probably a better phrase for me to say.
It was a more relaxed office because we didn't row chairs. Good morning.
Whatever. Anyway, comment below if you've ever treated a chair like a rowing boat in an office or not. Just comment below. We'd like to hear about your thoughts on treating a chair as a rowing boat. We actually have something quite cool to talk. We're not quite cool. Whatever. Go. It wasn't meant to go off like that. You know, the problem is we've had showers pre-recording today, so we're always lively post-shower.
Today, so it went on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is our release of brand new, like, helpful content, macro content for our YouTube channel.
10 a.m. every Wednesday, every platform we cover.
And we do that without fail every single week. And with that, with our repurposing strategy, without fail, we create a macro content optimized video. We then put that into our mail shot. We do a blog post with it. We schedule our social media, all of that, and it all comes out at 10:04 on a Wednesday. However, one will not be coming out today, and that's what we're all kind of going to bring.
No. It won't be.
Unfortunately, we fell foul of the fact that we didn't. We like the idea of block.
Should we just be honest?
No, we did it. We did it yesterday.
Yeah, we were badly organised. We left it to the last minute, and it was corrupt.
And the file corrupted, which was really sad. And which meant that all of our plans for today, in terms of our release and our content schedule and all that, is gone out the window. But it's okay.
However, our content is now the fact it went wrong. And you know, and that's the kind of our continual point about content is it need not be overly complicated, but with a structure and theming in place, then your content becomes your content. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Content is content.
So it's a bit annoying, and we did beat ourselves up a little bit about it yesterday because we were sort of against the clock a little bit.
We were. Sorry to interrupt. What I think is more interesting is, for a moment, and I'm happy to admit this, we discussed releasing it slightly corrupt in the middle, and then we went, that is ridiculous. The devaluing, although a large percentage probably just would have gone, oh, there's a glitch on the file as I'm watching it, like on YouTube. We went, no, that's not appropriate for our brand. No. We don't want to be seen like that, so we pulled it, didn't we?
So we're going to redo it next week.
Yes, we will, and or we might. Well, yeah, we will.
We need to get back into we batch content's the way forward, especially if we're in this period of time for a length of time now, just to get through.
After Easter, yeah.
You saw in the news today that...
No, hold on. I've been saying after Easter since the beginning of lockdown. Have I or have I not?
But the likes of Denmark have had like 100 deaths compared
agreed.
to our thousands. So they are loosening their lockdown procedures, but it's not going to be straight after Easter. And
true, but straight after... No. I think Easter's 2 weeks away, so a lot can happen. Do you know what? This is true. There was like a little fly or something, and I didn't know if it landed in your hair. Natural reaction. I wonder in this. I've got to take this carefully. It's very uncertain times. I wonder that if 2 weeks, with the news, the alleged news, because I don't know if it's actually confirmed, that they are suggesting that the school lockdown has not been beneficial as they thought, with the fact of 2 weeks that the curve may start to go down. I wonder if an announcement may come in the next couple of weeks.
That's fine. It still won't affect our business.
No, it won't affect our business. All that happens for our business is we have to go back to doing the school run twice a day.
Yeah,
our business continues.
But in terms of Bailey, we're not having events this year. If they release any more detail about a slow release on the lockdown, large scale events will not be top of that agenda.
No, it won't be. And do you know what? It's really interesting. We've gone off on a right tangent here. It's a really good example of two things, kind of a little bit of both of them. Does everyone know the kind of circle of influence? Is it not the circle of influence? What's the ripple one? The
butterfly effect.
Is that where you drop a stone but the ripple gets smaller as it gets out? It's kind of like that with the kind of wedding industry and things being slightly London centric at times. It's like the pebble drops in London, but by the time it gets down to kind of Hampshire, Devon, Cornwall, Dorset, or wherever north, it becomes slightly lessened, and it's always a bit like that. And that's as much about the effects of life as it is about starting back up, and I'm also a big one and I don't know if this is true, I'm sure this is a proven theory or a disproven theory, but I'm a big believer in waves, and it's not waves as in at the ocean, but waves as in sort of seismic. I don't really know. And with the supermoon last night, affecting how
has the supermoon affected you today, or what?
Well, allegedly the supermoon affects all of us. So I'm no expert on this. That's why I'm picking my allegeds quite strongly. But with the waves of the world and the atmospheric pressure and how the moon can affect that, but it doesn't take much for a wave just to be knocked out slightly. And I'm a big believer in that's kind of how these things happen with the supermarkets, and it's not actually necessarily a big thing, but it's a little thing that just knocks that wave out, and by the time it extrapolates out, shall I shut up? Anyway, if you like what I'm talking about, comment below and we can have a private chat.
I'd also on this video today like to shout out to Michelle Hotchkiss, from Heathercroft Meadow. She has been keeping me daily sane with her maths challenges that I may not get right every single time.
What are you looking at your phone for?
Because she may have just commented.
What, and that's more important than our vlog?
No, just reminded me.
Right.
I'm going to get better, I am. But thank you very much for that. And I've got a client today, which is exciting, 2.5 hours on virtual.
Well, it's quite an exciting client actually, isn't it? Because we've got a full-on online presence strategy. You have, because I'm with the kids. Normally it would have been both of us. Mrs. Robin's just come to say hello outside the window. Hello, Mrs. Robin. We've got a full online presence strategy session, but it's a back to basics one, and they're just as exciting for us as the already established wanting to grow ones, because the world's the oyster when it's that kind of thing, and sometimes the client there's too much for them to take on board, and we can just help simplify and make their kind of choices efficient and effective. You know what we were going to talk about but we haven't talked about, and as always I kind of feel we should stop we should stop and wait for tomorrow, but we'll cover it, was challenging your brain and development and growth and everything else, and we were just that was the Michelle thing, wasn't it? She was posting daily challenges and quizzes on Facebook, but we're going to say if you want to do any learning, we do have fab content on our YouTube channel. It will really help you grow your online presence. Unfortunately, you do have to watch the entire.
Daddy, after you've done that, can you fill my water bottle?
Of course, I can fill your water bottle up. But Ben, can you come and say hello in your Thomas pajamas, please?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, so...
Don't touch it.
Oh no,
No,
it's all good.
no.
Should we just finish there?
Yeah.
Yes. Right, thank you. Have an amazing day.
There's something on the curtains.
Come on.
Yeah, it's the camera wrap, Ben. It tells us what's overexposed and what's underexposed. It's quite clever. On my iPhone, it's a third-party app called Moment. I might tag Moment, actually. Third-party app called Moment that really releases some proper control of your camera.
You've got some goodies on your phone, haven't you? Some good apps and tricks and stuff for getting...
Should we do an app thing tomorrow? Cool. All right. I'll tag Moment below, but yeah, that's the app we use for filming on our iPhones. It really does make a massive difference and ridiculously easy to use because what's underexposed is blue and what's overexposed is red when you're and you can focus pinpoint. Right, bye.